Welcome again friends. In today's video, I have compiled a set of master's oral question and answers by various internal and external examiners. Question: Purpose of multiple load lines. Answer: Purpose: they are used when for a period of time the vessel has to operate temporarily with a greater freeboard in accordance with the international load line regulations. A number of ports have special requirements for maximum draft and dead weights for ship calling them. Number 1. At owner's request, the recognized organization may proceed to issue the additional load line certificate. Number 2. The load line marks corresponding to the assigned freeboard shall be welded on the ship side and verified by the attending surveyor. Number 3. The load line marks corresponding to the additional certificate shall be cut or engraved on the ship side. Number 4. Only one set of load line marks and the corresponding certificate shall be in use at any one time. Number 5. The statutory certificate shall reflect the maximum dead weight corresponding to the vessel's assigned freeboard. Number 6. On owner's request, the change of freeboard by a surveyor from a recognized organization must supervise that the associated marks are painted and the old marks are removed. Number 7. The certificate pertaining to the unused marks shall be placed in a sealed envelope by the surveyor and left in the custody of the master. Number 8. In the circumstances where the surveyor is not available, the change of load line marks and certification may be carried out by the master itself, provided that arrangements for verification is arranged at the next port and has been agreed with the recognized organization. Number 9. Master shall make an entry in the official logbook and deck logbook on every occasion that the load lines are changed. Number 10. Procedure for change in load line shall be included in the vessel's SMS. Number 11. When sailing at a reduced dead weight, there shall be no reduction in the safety standards. Number 12. During the statutory survey, regardless of the dead weight at that time, the vessel shall be surveyed for compliance with the statutory requirements applicable to the maximum dead weight. Number 13. Upon satisfactory completion of survey, the attending surveyor shall endorse all the load line certificates. Example, on oil tankers, gas carriers and chemical carriers. Next question. Why do we need ISM code? Answer. The ISM code is to take the necessary steps to safeguard the ship's master in the proper discharge of his responsibilities with regard to maritime safety and protection of the environment. Next question. Content of ISM code. Number 1. General definitions, objectives, application, functional requirements for a safety management system. Number 2. Safety and environmental protection policy. Number 3. Company responsibilities and authority. Designated person. Number 5. Master's responsibility and authority. Number 6. Resources and personnel. Number 7. Development of plans for shipboard operations. Number 8. Emergency preparedness. Number 9. Report and analysis of non-conformities, accident and hazardous occurrences. Number 10. Maintenance of the ship and equipments. Number 11. Documentation. Number 12. Company verification, review and evaluation. Number 13. Certification and periodical verification. Number 14. Interim certification. Number 15. Verification. 16. Forms of certificate. Next question. Who is designated person? Answer is the person to ensure the safe operation of each ship and to provide a link between the company and those on board. Every company, as appropriate, should designate a person or persons ashore having direct access to the highest level of management. The responsibility and authority of the designated person or persons should include monitoring the safety and pollution prevention aspects of the operation of each ship and ensuring that adequate resources and shore-based support are applied as required. Next question. What is port state control? Knowledge of general aspects. Answer. PSC is control through inspection of foreign ships by a coastal state in its ports. This control is exercised for purpose of verifying that number 1. The condition of the ship and its equipment comply with the requirement of certain international maritime conventions, and number 2. The ship is manned and operated in compliance with applicable international laws. The flag state has been given the primary responsibility for ensuring that a ship flying their flag should be equipped, operated, maintained, and manned in accordance with international rules and regulations. Next question. When can PSC inspection take place? Answer. PSC inspections of the ships may be undertaken on the basis of following. Number 1. A request of or on the basis of information regarding a ship provided by another party. Number 2. Information regarding a ship provided by a member of the crew, a professional body, an association, trade union, and any other individual with an interest in the safety of the ship, its crew and passengers, or the protection of the marine environment. Conduct and result of the PSC inspection. Number 3. When the ship is visiting for the first time to the coastal state or after 12 months of initial inspection. Next question. Describe the conduct of inspection by PSCO and possible result of inspections. First, initial inspection. PSCO inspects certificate on board as required by various conventions and check if they are in order. Number 2. Report in Form A. If the above are in order and PSCO's general impression and visual observation confirm continued compliance, inspection will end and PSCO will issue a report using Form A of inspection in which observed deficiencies will be reported. Number 3. More detailed inspection. An inspection conducted when there are clear grounds for believing that the condition of the ship, its equipment, or its crew does not correspond substantially with the particulars of the certificates. Number 4. Clear grounds. Evidence that the ship, its equipment, or its crew does not correspond substantially with the requirements of the relevant conventions, or that the master or crew member are not familiar with the essential shipboard procedures in relation to the safety of the ships or prevention of pollution. Some examples of clear grounds are absence of principal equipment or arrangement as per convention, certificates clearly are invalid, logs, manuals and other documents are not on board, not maintained or falsely maintained. PSCO's observation that serious hull or structural deficiencies exist. PSCO's observation that serious deficiencies exists in navigational equipment, safety and pollution prevention. Evidence that crew is not familiar with the essential shipboard functions related to safety, pollution prevention, or are not able to communicate with each other. Next question. Grounds on which ship can be detained. Answer. If the ship presents a safety risk or risk of pollution, the port state is empowered to detain the vessel until she is repaired and or deficiencies rectified. Such deficiencies are listed in IMO guidelines and are called detainable deficiencies. Next question. Action on detention. Answer. If the ship is detained, the PSCO should state the fact in report of inspection as per Form A. Master must inform company and classification society flag state authorities. Also, the PSCO is expected to make a report called a notification of detention of ship to the flag state of the ship or consulate by email, fax, etc. to avoid any unnecessary delays. The inspection report and the notification are expected to state the detainable deficiencies found. After the deficiencies are correct, re-inspection by PSCO may take place and another report of inspection Form A is issued. If the ship is released, the form will mention the fact. Upon release of the ship, a notification of release of ship is to be sent by the port state to the flag state consulate as necessary. Next question. Details of all certificates carried by all ships and under which convention? 1. International Tonnage Certificate 1969 Tonnage Convention. Number 2. International Load Line Certificate 1966 Load Line Convention. Number 3. International Load Line Exemption Certificate Load Line Convention. Number 4. Intact Stability Booklet Solas 74 Minimum Safe Manning Document 1974 Solas. Number 7. Certificates for Masters, Officers or Rating SCCW. Number 8. International Oil Pollution Certificate MAPOL 73/78. Number 9. Oil Record Book MAPOL 73/78. Number 10. Shipboard Oil Pollution Emergency Plan MAPOL 73/78. Garbage Management Plan MAPOL 73/78. Garbage Record Book same. Cargo Securing Manual Solas 74 Document of Compliance 1974 Solas. Number 15. Safety Management Certificate Solas 1974. These certificates are supposed to be carried by all ships. In addition to above certificates listed, passenger ships shall carry: Number 1. Passenger Ship Safety Certificate Solas 1974. Number 2. Exemption Certificate Solas 1974. Number 3. Special Trade Passenger Ships STP Agreement. Number 4. Special Trade Passenger Ship Space Certificate SSTP 73. Number 5. Search and Rescue Cooperation Plan Solas 74. Number 6. List of Operational Limitation Solas 74. Number 7. Decision Support System for Masters Solas 1974. Cargo ships, in addition to the certificates listed above, shall carry: Number 1. Cargo Ship Safety Construction Certificate Solas 74. Number 2. Cargo Ship Safety Equipment Certificate Solas 74. Number 3. Cargo Ship Safety Radio Certificate Solas 74. Number 4. Cargo Ship Safety Certificate Solas 1988 Protocol. Number 5. Exemption Certificate, if any. Number 6. Document of Compliance with the Special Requirement for Ships Carrying Dangerous Goods 1974 Solas. Number 7. Dangerous Good Manifest or Stowage Plan Solas 1974. Number 8. Document of Authorization for Carriage of Grain Solas 1974. Number 9. Certificate of Insurance or other financial security in respect of civil liability for oil pollution damage CLC 1969. Number 10. Enhanced Survey Report File MAPOL 73/78. Number 11. record of oil discharge monitoring and control system for last ballast voyage. Marpol 7378. Number 12. Bulk carrier booklet. Solas 1974. Now, ships carrying noxious liquid substance in bulk in addition to the above certificates shall carry. Number 13. International Pollution Prevention Certificate for the carriage of noxious liquid substances in bulk. NLS Certificate. Marpol 7378. Number 14. Cargo Record Book. Marpol 7378. Number 15. Procedures and Arrangements Manual. P&A Manual. Marpol 7378. Number 16. Shipboard Marine Pollution Emergency Plan for Noxious Liquids. Marpol 7378. Now, chemical tankers should carry in addition to the certificates listed above. First, Certificate of Fitness for the carriage of dangerous chemical in bulk. BCH Code. Number 2. International Certificate of Fitness for the carriage of dangerous chemicals in bulk. IBC Code. Now, next, gas carriers in addition shall carry. Number 1. Certificate of Fitness for the carriage of liquid gases in bulk. GC Code. Number 2. International Certificate of Fitness for carriage of liquid gases in bulk. IGC Code. Next, high-speed crafts in addition shall carry. High-speed craft safety certificate. Solas 1974 or HSC Code. Number 2. Permits to operate high-speed craft. HSC Code. Next, ships carrying INF, irradiated nuclear fuel, in addition to the certificates above, shall carry. Number 1. International Certificate of Fitness for the carriage of INF cargo. Solas 1974. Other miscellaneous certificates. Number 1. Special Purpose Ships. Special Purpose Ship Safety Certificate. Solas 1974. Number 2. Offshore Support Vessel. Certificate of Fitness for Offshore Support Vessels. Marpol 7378. Number 3. Diving Systems. Diving System Safety Certificate. Resolution A536-13. Number 4. Dynamically Supported Craft. Dynamically Supported Craft Construction and Equipment Certificates. Number 5. Mobile Offshore Drilling Units. Mobile Offshore Drilling Unit Safety Certificate. Number 6. Noise Level or Noise Survey Report as per Resolution A468-12. Now, next question was on additional safety for bulk carriers as per Chapter 12. The answer is, due to several losses of bulk carrier during the period 1985 to 1995, investigations relevant the causes and the need for strengthening of regulation with resultant in inclusion in Chapter 12 Solas. The causes for losses is a combination of several reasons, the main one being corrosion attack, high tensile steel, the same extent the ordinary steel, and the excessive use of high tensile steel to reduce the scantily and light ship weight resultant in extremely weak structures. Over a period of time, corrosion was enhanced due to the presence of corrosion elements in cargo, as especially coal, sulfur, fertilizer, cement, iron ores, etc. The carriers of this cargo, with the cleaning of that following, and lack the improper paint coating inside the compartment due to the inherent nature of discharge bulk cargoes by scrapping with grabs, bulldozers and shovels, provided the poor maintenance and high chances of corrosion. Additionally, the hatch cover water ingress, the water especially in forward hold, lead to corrosive dynamic Corrosion. The requirement of Chapter 12 of Solas provided for strength of tank top in number 1 hold and of the transverse watertight bulkhead between 1 and 2 holes so as to withstand flooding of the foremost hold. Ships which do not comply with the structural standards will be prohibited for carrying cargo with high density and the mark with the flag. On the ship side, the damage stability requirements applicable to the bulk carriers have been modified, and water level detectors are to be fitted in void spaces to monitor ingress of water. The ship shall comply with an enhanced survey program which will ensure that the ballast tanks are properly coated, thickness measurements are carried out for critical areas, corrosion will be monitored by maintenance of records of the ship, cargo, ballast and repair history, and the conduct of survey program which is planned and focused on the areas where problems are likely to be developed. Next question. What is an AIS? Answer. AIS provides automatically ship's identity, type, position, course, speed and other safety related information to shore station, other ships and aircrafts. Number 2. Receives automatically such information from similarly fitted ships. Number 3. Monitors and tracks ships. Number 4. Exchange data with shore-based facilities. Next question. What is emergency towing arrangement? Answer. As per Solas, Chapter 2, Part 1, Regulation 3-4, oil, chemical and gas carriers, tankers of not less than 20,000 tons deadweight, constructed after 1st January 1996 and constructed before 1st January 1996, schedule first dry dock but not later than 1st January 1999, must have ETA forward and aft position. The ETA should be designed as to facilitate salvage and emergency towing operation on tankers, primarily to reduce the risk of pollution. The arrangement should be at all times be capable of rapid deployment in the absence of main power, as the ship is to be towed and easy connection to the towing vessel. Towing gears. First, pickup gear. Second, towing pendants. Third, chafing gear. Fourth, fair lead. Fifth, strong point. Sixth, roller. Pedestal length of towing pendant, at least twice the lightest sea-going ballast freeboard at the fair lead, 50 meters. Ready availability of towing arrangement. Number 1. Aft ETA can be deployed in 15 minutes time. Number 2. Forward ETA should be capable of deploying in not more than 1 hour. Next question. What is the principle of navigational watch? Answer. First, safe navigation, lookout. Number 2, environment protection. Number 3, shortest route, commercial aspect. Next question. What is tide, tidal stream and current? Answer. Tide. It is the vertical movement of water due to moon, sun and planets. Number 2, tidal stream. Horizontal movement due to moon, sun or planet. Number 3, current. Horizontal movement due to change of temperature, salinity and wind and local disturbances. Next question. What is the provision of magnetic compasses on board ships as per Solas? Answer. Solas Chapter 5 Regulation 12 requires all ships of 150 GT or over to be fitted with one standard magnetic compass, if exemption the steering magnetic compass. Number 2, steering magnetic compass unless heading information provided by the standard compass is available at the main steering position. Number 3. A spare magnetic compass interchangeable with the standard magnetic compass shall be carried unless a steering magnetic compass or a gyro compass is fitted. Next question. What are the master's responsibilities as per MSA in case of collision with another ship? Answer. As per MSA 1958, Section 348, duties of master of a ship to assist in case of collision. In every case of collision between two ships, it shall be the duty of the master or person in charge of each ship, if and so far as he can do so without endangering to his own crew or ship and passengers, if any. Next question. Describe the procedure of conducting an investigation into a marine casualty as per the provision of Indian Merchant Shipping Act. Indian Merchant Shipping Act Section 3581 for the purpose of investigation and inquiries. Under this part, a shipping casualty shall be deemed to occur when A. On or near the coast of India, any ship is lost, abandoned, stranded, or materially damaged. B. On or near the coast of India, any ship causes loss or material damage to any other ship. C. Any loss of life ensues by reason of any casualties happening to or on board any ship or on near the coast of India. D. In any place, any such loss, abandonment, stranding, material damage or casualties as above mentioned occurred to or on board any Indian ship, and any competent witness thereof is found in India. E. Any Indian ship is lost or is supposed to have been lost, and any evidence is obtainable in India as to the circumstances under which she proceeded to sea or was last heard of. The Hague-Wisby Rule. First, the Hague Rules met the need of the shipping industry and the merchant community satisfactorily till about the late 50s, when a need to amend them was felt. This was mainly due to difficulties faced consequent to the proud sterling losing its convertibility to gold due to certain court decisions, and perhaps most significantly due to advent of the containerization and multimodal transportation goods. Number 2. Consequently, in 1968, the Hague Rules were amended and when adopted in 1977 came to be called as the Hague-Wisby Rules. The Hague-Wisby Rules were further amended by a protocol in 1979. The amended Hague-Wisby Rules came into force in 1984. Number 3. The main difference in Hague and Hague-Wisby Rules concerns the definition of voyage to which rules compulsory apply. The carrier's right to limit his liability in terms of pecuniary limits and the extension of such protection to non-carriers. Number 4. India has adopted a number of provisions of the Hague-Wisby Rules by amending the Carriage of Goods by Sea Act 1925. Hamburg Rules. Number 1. The Hague and the Hague-Wisby Rules came under criticism from economically underdeveloped countries of the world who trade as merchants but do not have large ships owing interests on the following main grounds. A. The Hague and the Hague-Wisby Rules did not provide for contracts of carriage of covered by bill of lading, and B. The provision of Hague and Hague-Wisby Rules were weighted unfairly in favor of carrier and the ship owner at the expense of cargo interests. Number 2. In 1971, recommended that a new international conference be called under the United Nations auspices. A set of rules was prepared by United Nations Commission on International Trade Law and was adopted at Hamburg in March 78. These rules were called the Hamburg Rules and came into force on 1st January 1992. Number 3. The provision of Hamburg Rule applies to all the outward and inward shipments whether or not a bill of lading is issued. Further, unlike the Hague and Hague-Visby rules, the Hamburg rules also apply to the cargo carried on deck as well as to live animals as compared to the Hague and Hague-Visby rules. The basis of carrier's liability, the limit of his liability and the period of limitation have been extended and enlarged. The limitation of carrier's liabilities have been increased by 25%. Most importantly, under the Hamburg rules, the carrier is presumed to be at fault if the goods are damaged or are lost or if there is a delay in delivery to avoid liability. The carrier must prove that he or his servants took all reasonable measures to avoid the occurrence which was causative of loss/damage. However, the Hamburg rules have not received wide international acceptance. India has also not ratified the Hamburg rules. A multimodal transport operator is any person by whom or in whose name a contract of multimodal transport has been concluded with a shipper. A contract whereby a multimodal transport operator undertakes against a payment to freight to perform or to procure performance of international multimodal transport is the carriage of goods by at least two different modes of transports between two different countries. Contract of multimodal transport between places in two different states if: Number 1. The place of taking charge of the good is in contracting state, or the place of delivery of goods is in a contracting state. Next question. Type of containers. 1. Closed box and general purpose. 2nd. One-sided container. 3rd. Dry bulk container. 4th. Tank container. 5th. Half-height container. 6th. Reefer container. 7th. Other special type containers. Tiltable, open top, collapsible containers. Next question. Draft survey. Answer. The displacement of ship can be calculated from the drafts of the vessel. Such procedures are known as draft survey. The draft taken on port and starboard sides, forward, amidships and aft, after making correction for Number 1. Hog and seg. Number 2. First trim correction. Number 2. Second trim correction. Number 3. List correction. Number 5. Density correction. The displacement is obtained. The two draft surveys are carried out on arrival and after completion of cargo. The difference in displacement after making allowances for changes in bunkers, ballast, fresh water and other known weight of the cargo loaded or discharged. When a ship arrives at the load port, a draft survey is carried out, and from the displacement so obtained, the weight on board such as bunkers, fresh water, ballast, lightship, etc. are subtracted. The remaining figure gives weight of the ship's constant. Constant means unused stores, sludge in tanks, rust, other things which are not accounted for. The displacement is obtained, and after subtracting the known weights for departure condition and the constants as obtained from initial draft survey, the balance figures gives us the cargo loaded at that port. The procedure is same, but figures obtained are reversed during discharge. Next question. Bill of lading. The bill of lading performs main functions. First, it is a receipt for the cargo signed by master or agent on behalf of the ship owner. Number 2, it is a document of title to the cargo. The holder of the bill of lading is the owner of the cargo and it is a negotiable document, which means that the cargo can be sold just by signing and transferring the bill of lading in the name of a new buyer. Number 3, it is evidence of a contract between the ship owner and shipper governing the terms and conditions of carriage. Number 4, the information in a bill of lading, including name and address of the shipper and consignee, port of loading and destination, marks, descriptions and weight or volume of the cargo, number of originals and copies freight paid or payable, date of loading and the name of the ship. The reverse side of the bill of lading contains the terms and condition of carriage. The bill of lading must contain an accurate description of the condition of cargo and its weight and quantity. Next question, mate's receipt. This is a receipt signed by the mate of the ship for cargo that is loaded on board. It contains details of goods to be shipped and should be available to the mate before loading starts. He can then use them. Number 1, as a pre-advice of what to expect. Number 2, to plan the stowage of the cargo. Number 3, to note on them any defects in the condition of cargo, shortage or any other comment regarding quantities, marks, description of the goods. Mate receipts prevent claim against ship arising at discharge port. Next question, what is grain capacity? It is the cubic capacity of a space when length, breadth and depth are taken right to the plating. Allowance is made for the volume occupied by frames, beams and stiffeners. Next question, stowage factor. It is the volume occupied by a unit weight of cargo, usually expressed in cubic meter per ton, metric or cubic feet per long ton. It will be noticed that SF is reciprocal of density. High density cargo have low SF and vice versa. Next, broken stowage. It is the space between packages which remains unfilled. This factor varies with the type of cargo and shape of the hold. It is greatest when packages are of larger and irregular shape. BS always adds with SF to get realistic space that cargo will occupy. Next, load density. It is the maximum weight that can be safely loaded on a unit area. It is expressed in tons per meter square. The height to which cargo can be stored on a deck will depend on the load density of the deck and the SF of the cargo. Load density can be found in the capacity plan or stability booklet. Next, angle of repose. It is the angle between a horizontal plane and the cone slope obtained when bulk cargo is loaded on this plane. Next, safe working load. It is the stress that a component of a lifting apparatus can safely bear in normal use. Next, braking stress or braking strength. It is the stress at which a component will fracture. Next, factor of safety. It is a factor used to divide the braking strength to obtain the safe working load. Next, proof load. It is the load that we apply more than SWL is called proof load. The proof load depends on the component and its size. Next question. What are methods of refloating? Answer. Vessel can be refloated by following methods. Number 1. Ground tackle. Number 2. Tugs. Number 3. Dredging craft. Number 4. Even lighters into which to discharge of cargo. Number 5. Perhaps the hauling power of larger vessels. Ground tackle. If vessel not in tidal water, secure vessel with ground tackle. This is meant for the use of anchors, carefully placed at considerable distance from the ship and connected to her by heavy wire hawsers, possibly using some length of her chain cable. Heavy purchases are then rigged, often one secured to the hauling part of the other to give greater mechanical advantage and lower stresses on the other final hauling part. To impose a stress upon these anchors. This stress, which must be applied continuously, is beneficial in refloating the ship. Next, foul hawse. If the vessel swings in the opposite direction at slack water, a cross develops in the cables, and if she swings again in the same direction, this becomes an elbow, and if a third time, it becomes a round turn, clearing a foul hawse by two means. 1. Tug made fast at a stern. Number 2. Cables must be disconnected and cleared on the forecastle deck or in dump barge. Sleeping cable means slack cable or foul cable, which is to be disconnected. Next question, beaching. When a vessel is grounded intentionally, she is said to be beached. If she is grounded accidentally, she is stranded. Beaching is carried out for two reasons. 1. To prevent loss of the vessel when damaged below the waterline. Number 2. When it is intention to refloat after watertight integrity is restored. Precautions when beaching. Number 1. Operation should be carried out in daylight. Number 2. Gentle sloping beach. Number 3. Free of rocks. Number 4. Preferably sheltered with little or no current. Number 5. No surf action. Hope the question and answer sets will be of help. Please check answers while preparing. Thank you.